What's good, chat? Welcome back. This is Trial of Champions 2. Stage 4 qualifier, man. We got a big day today. This is the last chance for teams to qualify for the final bracket and the $1,000 prize pool. We got a lot of good Valorant today. First game up, we got Altitude Gaming versus Sharkies. And man, we've been looking at the lobby. There's some pretty high ranks in here.
Yeah, man, this is gonna be a very exciting game to start us off with. Icebox immediately as well. One of my favorite maps to watch, one of my favorite ones to play as well. And these two teams, they seem to be very good so far. So hopefully we get to see some really high level of play. We'll be heading into the picks right now already.
See, Instalock Viper, a staple on Icebox.
Yeah, I love seeing that Viper on Icebox. Recently, a lot of teams have been using a Viper and a Harbor, so I hope that we actually get to see that team comp right here. Would be interesting to see. It doesn't seem like the defending team is going to go for that. They're just going to go for the default good old setup.
Double initiator, Sky, Sova with the jet dive.
Yeah.
But so far, not so much locking in yet, just the Sage.
Exactly. I'm wondering what Mason is going to pick here on that attacking side. I'm expecting a Sage, since Sage is kind of meta on this Icebox. But honestly, I would just love to see a Harbor. I would just love to see a Harbor more than a Sage here, but it doesn't seem like we're going to get that with this team comp.
Double controller is a very strong comp, but it's not something that we see often.
Yeah.
Especially in the tier 3 scene.
Yeah, there we go. Sage already been picked on, just as I expected. Unfortunately, well, I mean, these are just default comps, but unfortunately, we won't get to see some of that new meta coming through just yet.
Yeah, interesting. We're seeing one team opting for a double initiator, another team opting for an extra sentinel. How do you feel about this KJ pick?
I don't quite know. I haven't seen KJ too much on this map recently. Her ultimate is quite powerful on attack since, of course, they're starting on attack. So they might have just thought, all right, we're starting on attack. Let's just pick Killjoy and get that advantage going in early.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but I was hoping to see some Gecko today. The new agent, the new ridiculousness.
Yeah, I'm wondering is Gecko even allowed to be played? Not quite sure. We'll have to see that later on. I'm not quite sure on the rule what's written in the rulebook, but we'll have to see in a little bit. But first off, we've got this map on Icebox between these two giants of teams, and we're heading right into it.
Yeah, looking to play a little default here on the side of the attackers. Not really leaving the bomb in sight. Trying to feel out the utility here.
Ooh, nice shot though by Kimchi. Immediately getting locked down to low HP. He's gonna be careful with peeking.
Yeah, just dry peeking as the Jet here. But you see Raph has already worked up on mid here with Mason.
There's no utility there either, so they're not spotted out. Okay, he's gonna have to check it for himself, and I'm wondering, is he gonna use his flash in order to check it? No, he's not. That will cost him his life.
And now they have a pinch going up on the B side here.
Toxins going up.
Raph and Mason getting the wall plant down. But they have walled off. They walled off on Austin here. But AG Dissolve not being spotted out gets one. Austin gets another. Numbers get traded out here, and all of a sudden it's just Greek left on his own, and Raph finishes out the round.
Yeah, Dissolve being a little bit of a rat, still sitting on that bomb side, hiding himself just from all of those attackers. Unfortunately, he just wasn't able to quite do enough for his teammates to come in and to clean it up, but still pretty well played. It got close for a little second there.
Pistol rounds on the side of the attackers.
Right here.
Oh, and I love what I'm seeing here from Alternate. Immediately. Yeah, that's a really good idea though on those ecos. If you're on an eco, just combining your powers and going together is the play to go, and Grimmer indeed thinks so. immediately kills
Headshot.
Seaman. And they're actually contesting this. They want to fight for this.
Yeah, it's very interesting that they decided to fight for their flank here, but Kimchi is already pushed up on site, understanding that they can just take the free space here. But still, Altitude still sticking to the flank. Numbers are not in their favor. Neither are the weapons.
Planted.
I'm wondering if these attackers are now going to go into that CT spawn. Silver drone coming out to check CT. Nothing quite there, but they'll be able to confirm that.
All right, they keep 4 guns here. So
Yeah.
pretty good anti-eco for the side of Sharkies here.
Definitely cleaning it up without a single problem, so they don't have to reinvest too much going into this next round, or even anything at all. Probably just a couple abilities that I have to buy back. As they'll still be on those SMGs coming in for this next round. So I'm wondering, are they gonna do a little bit of a quick play? That is what I would do on one of these bonus rounds. If you have those SMGs, if you have that lower or that worse weaponry, you would just want to overrun the defenders.
And then we're seeing them stack pretty heavily on the B side. But it's just Austin by himself. But even by himself, Austin as Viper can do a lot of stalling here. He plops to play behind yellow. And the rotations are coming a little early here for the side of Grimmer. But Austin finds the first pick here. Gets 2 by himself. Kimchi able to dash out there, but Austin finds a 3rd. And all of a sudden, it's all left to Seaman with the flank. Flawless round coming on the side of Altitude.
Yeah, Austin just being an absolute border there on that on those yellow crates. Nothing can stop him as he just hits every single shot. Even hits the last bullet onto that guy right on sight. And he just absolutely cleans it up without a single problem. 2 for 1 now. And we'll be going into the first real rifle round of the game.
Yes, there we go. They complete the anti-bonus. And so, like you said, full rifle round. But this time, looks like they're going to be opting towards an A side hit. Pretty standard. This is what we saw from the pistol round as well, coming out on the side of Sharkies. But so far, playing for that information, Kimchi swings out. Spicy shot onto Lark.
That's a ballsy peek. As Greek is gonna just return the favor. Kimchi's head now gets taken off, overextends a little bit too far. Looking at that attacking side, the ultimates are almost ready for most of these players. If Raf just picks up one of those ultimate orbs, he should be able to take that side whenever the bomb goes down and just use his ult to lock it down. I think that Sharky is going to try to go for that any second now. Yeah, they're all walking slowly towards this B bomb site.
Trying to rotate over after seeing the jet on that side. However, no presence taken up on mid yet, and there hasn't been a lot of info on either side. Austin should hear this orb pickup. Does he have this setup ready? He does. Just stalls it a little bit as Grimmer rotates towards Snowman.
Left.
And Greek taking up that space mid.
There's only 30 seconds left though. Sharky, you're going to have to be pretty quick here if you don't want to run into that wall. And oh, well, Mazen just thinks that he can solo peek it and he will absolutely get it within a second. Wondering if Raf is going to pick up the spike here. No, he's not. If he did pick up that spike, he would have his ultimate ready for this, but it doesn't really matter as he defends the bomb site from Grimmer. It's now all up to the silver 2v1. Viper ult is available, but it's not going to be used, at least not from that position.
Pretty tough order here for Dissolve with the 2 lineup agents ready. Does have the wall up.
I like that though. That's going to force them to peek, and he already hits the first one, but Raf is quick with his trigger finger. That's going to be the first rifle round going in the way of Sharky. Immediately converting once they have the better riflery.
Yeah, that was a pretty good late hit coming out on the side of Sharkies here. Despite not having much map control, they were able to overwhelm the 2 on the site.
And that's something which is really interesting about Icebox. It's one of those maps where you don't really play into mid, so getting too much map control isn't really that viable. If you can't really go that deep into A, you can't go that deep into B. Both of those sides are easily defendable. Kimchi shows that he absolutely will just read Greek's number.
Kimchi with another opening pick here. This time with the Blade Storm. A lot of utility being thrown on the side of Altitude, trying to stall.
Seems
So
like
far.
Altitude pushed into this.
Yeah, they have the read here, but Dissolve able to find a lurk here. Kimchi with another one. So they do have numbers here. And they have overrun the site. Full control. Plant down. 1v3 again. Tall task for Dissolve. Somehow sneaks into Maze. Gets the first pick though. Is he aware of the others?
Oh, he just doesn't read Raph that sits above him, takes him down. And that's unfortunate for alternate here, or no, Altitude here, because they bought into it once again. Now they're forced onto an eco, and that's not quite the position you want to be in, because if they have to eco now, it should be a 5th round on the scoreboard, and already a really good half set for that Sharky team. So far, we haven't really seen Altitude being too active all around the map here. The round
Yeah,
that did,
like...
it went pretty well, but they just haven't been searching for it too much. They don't really want it.
Oh, there's another fight on the flank here. This time, looks like Sharky's is reading the eco push and has stacked up heavily against it. Able to sniff out the push, and all of a sudden, it's just Lark by himself. They have full control of A site. He's just going to try and play for a pick here.
Yeah, I'm wondering, does he hear Raph? Oh, I think, yeah, he does right now, and there's the headshot. Clean as it can be, but there's not much more you can do if you're Raph here. You're going to be hunted down. The entire Sharky team is already on your tail, and Seaman has heard him. Oh, I'm wondering, is he going to go for a knife? No, actually he's not. As Kimchi, he takes him down before he even gets a chance to do much damage. That's the 5th one on the scoreboard already. Sharky, they're looking good so far. They're being very proactive to all around the map, finding those picks that Altitude have been giving away so far. We see a lot of solo peaks coming through, and I don't really like that from Altitude here. They need to be grouping up a bit more, perhaps go for a set play somewhere.
Yeah, so far it seems like Kimchi just aim diffing on that opening fight and taking the win. Again, Kimchi, another first blood. Takes down Dissolve. Even though they're stacked up on the A side, losing that first battle is not good.
And that's a huge first blood to find, because he finds that Sage. Sage has the ultimate ready, so that's an extra life. And ooh, the res even comes through onto Kimchi. Soba just can't quite find it. But meanwhile, his teammates will pick up the 2 kills in order to get them back into an advantage.
Ooh, but Lark might have been a little bit too aggressive there. Was able to get isolated as Mason takes him down.
Look at the health of these 2 players. Greek and Grimmer both down to basically 1 HP. Anything can take them out now. But the bomb, with a spike, it still has to be retrieved. Grimmer defending it. Oh god.
Grimmer is ready.
He hasn't checked the corner. Greek is ready for it. And oh, that's so unfortunate. Just doesn't quite check his corners.
Yeah, but that was looking pretty good on the side of Sharkies, and it just fell apart after the Hunter's Fury came through. Wasn't able to find the pick, but Greek and Lark both able to take picks of their own to thin out the herd. Yeah,
Sharkies really want to take the fight into over towards these Altitude players. They aren't shying away from it, and that time around it will cost them a lot.
Yeah, especially not rotating there at all. But again, Kimchi, an aggressive peak once again. This time not fruitful, but still has the Blade Storm and still has the Tailwind activated here. Taking control of 410. And that's a lot of space taken. Space finds the first on Austin here. We're going to fall back for a retake situation here.
You should run.
Yeah, Sharky holding back a little bit. Now using that Killjoy ult to definitely get that side, but it seems like the altitude players, they want to contest this.
Yeah, not making it easy, even with the lockdown invested here. Even numbers.
Viper coming through too, and over on that one side you have the Sage Shot being used. That's going to be Austin back online, but he gets taken down immediately.
Despite all the frags coming out from each side of the team, numbers are still even. It's going to be tough to take into this Viper ult.
Yeah, what can you do here? Oh my god, look at that. Look at this Zov. He might just get this. Oh no! It jumps right into the Leggy's face. So unfortunate, but that's just going to be Sharky picking up that first half already. No matter what happens here, they're going to be going into the second half quite comfortably, since they're already on 6.
And it looks like it's taking all of altitude utility just to try and stall the site, that they don't really have much left to save towards the retake. And no owl drone to look into that Viper's ult, so it's very difficult to play into it.
Yeah, and that last round around, I don't think if we caught it quite, but I saw Austin. He wanted to go for that Viper ult. He had the read, and now this time around, he's going to be able to get it off. Last time, Kimchi was there to put a stick or to just stop him before he was able to pop it. Now this time around, that entire A bomb site is going to be locked down, and over towards middle, we see them getting pretty proactive. Greek, I think he spotted a Leggy there. I feel like they're going to go back for that fight any second now.
And there's 2 posted up here in mid, trying to catch this rotation. Greek and Lark playing in tandem. But Mason with the rifle advantage. Now it's a B hit. Avoiding the Viper's pit here. Seaman gets flashed, but however, Raph is there to help him. Takes down Lark.
Yeah, and it seems like this is just going to be one of those rounds, or one of those eco rounds where you just can't really fight much. There's just not that much weaponry left. Grimmer Wall goes down, misses the shot. That's him down to 15 HP. Austin is still here with the judge. Okay.
Austin finds that cheeky pick there. Able to recover. A rifle still alive somehow.
Yeah, but picking up that rifle is going to cost them so much health, yeah. And that will be taken down. Raph now on a absolute tear. And
Dissolve finds the head on one. That's all the damage that he can do. Typical eco round there. They were trying. I like the play. Trying to catch the rotation after using the Viper's pit, but unfortunately, Sharkies was well aware of the play.
You know, altitude calling out a timeout pretty early on in the game, and I love seeing this. Teams taking timeouts early on in the game, or whenever it's a really detrimental round to winning a half, or to getting yourself a good footing into a half, it's necessary to take that timeout. And I love seeing this. Now they have to talk about what has been going wrong. What can they do correctly going further? And is there anything that you have noticed that altitude might be able to do in order to get themselves a peg up into this next round?
I feel like they're trying to take the battle versus Kimchi, and Kimchi's winning out every single round, right? So perhaps instead of taking that initial fight, finding that information and playing just a little bit more passive on the site that Kimchi is at, while trying to close in on the sites that he's not.
Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, exactly. Avoiding Kimchi is just the best thing to do here. He's on an absolute tear, and you just gotta avoid him.
Yeah, his first blood conversion right now is well over like 90%. I think he's only lost 1 round.
Yeah, and even that round, I think even that round where he lost the first kill conversion, he immediately got traded out.
Yeah.
So that's something I love seeing from this Sharky side. They are just so good at playing with each other, so good at trading each other. And that's what you expect from these 2 teams. Both of them are just great. Or both of these teams are absolutely great in Kimchi. Once again, as the first block converted.
That's a number down. I feel like in a lot of these situations, Altitude is always playing 4v5. And that's because of Kimchi just finding that first pick. Look, it's already worked all the way up to Kitchen. I don't know if Greek has noticed him there, but Lark unable to turn around. Greek gets 1 though, and Greek with 2.
Ooh, is that a one tap?
One tap to the face. So now they have the kitchen control, and Dissolve is hearing these steps here. Does he spray through the wall on the plant? Oh, he does! And unable to find his Seaman wins that trade.
Yeah, no Sage Wall available either for that Sharky side, but they take advantage of it really well. Just faking out that bomb plant for a second, waiting for the shots to come through. And if you shoot through a smoke with that Vandal, you're gonna the traces from the bullets. They're so easy to spot, and then it's so easy to track down exactly where that player is. That's something I love just seeing from Seaman. He did get himself taken down to 1 HP, but Greek is there too. So, in terms of health, both of these teams are just looking at the exact same wavelength.
Yeah, no tailwind here for Greek, so he's got to be really careful with the way he takes this fight. Could get killed by the KG turret, but takes it down first. While he's on the bomb.
Oh, no, that sucks.
And it's just really, really difficult for Austin to retake this here, knowing that there's still shock bolts available. He finds one though, makes a noise. So Seaman is able to hear him. Likely playing for exit now. Finds a kill on Seaman. 1v1, but that's all he'll probably do here. They'll still lose the round. 8 on the board on the side of Sharkies.
And Leggy will take him down, so that's no rifle saved for Austin. 8 on the scoreboard for Sharky, and they are rolling in the dough.
Yeah, but the only saving grace I can see here is that Altitude have a more offensive type of composition here with the double initiator. And it sucks because they're really playing, they're losing that first kill. So they're playing a very difficult 4v5 every round.
Yeah, most definitely, and I feel like that's the problem here, but that for them picking Sky instead of perhaps going for something more defensive here. I haven't really seen her being way too useful.
Because even with the double initiator, like on defense, you're able to play more aggressive, utilize those Sky flashes, but this is the first time that they're really doing it. The aggression on every single eco round has been read by Sharkies, and once again, this eco push bears no fruit.
Spike planted.
We like that one. I like that one. As I don't think that Altitude is liking what is happening here to them so far. Lark able to find a kill onto Raph, but that should be all she wrote. As these attackers are now closing in on them. Oh,
Seeker's invested here. I'm not sure that is a good decision, but maybe he knows something I don't. Mason able to take down the Sky and the Seekers.
I think that was just a bit of a sporadic call, to be honest.
Misclicked.
Yeah, misclick, exactly. Still, there is a chance for Altitude here to go 3-9. And for those of you who know me, or those of you who know my casting, I am a cursed son of a gun. Let's say it like that. Every single time I cast, the curses just come through. And I hope that we might see, because the Icebox, honestly, I feel like it's a very attacking map. There is just not much space for the defense to play around to get map space for themselves. Everywhere you go, it's just, yeah, it just feels like you're running into a into an attacking wall if you do want to go offensive.
But
So
still,
really,
like, we're still seeing more passive play here. Oh, maybe a little aggression coming out here. Guiding Light and Recon Bolt invested. As Grimmer is able to take pipes. Gives it up though once they didn't find anything.
and it's not the first time we see some aggression coming out from Altitude here on towards that A bomb side, but this
Kimchi
time around,
again.
yeah, the trade's coming through, and that's going to be the rest. Kimchi is safe for it as well. And once again, Sharky find themselves in a man advantage.
It's a story of every round.
Yeah,
5v4 after Kimchi's pick.
Exactly, and even when Altitude, even when they seem to be in a good position, every single time around, a trade comes through, or this time like a res comes through, and they just immediately lose that little bit of an advantage that they have. But now here, look at Raph, he's so sneaky, and I'm wondering, do these Altitude players know this? Do they think of it? It seems like Austin has a read on it.
Oh, he hears it. Do they line up?
Oh, but there's 2 players there.
Raph though able to save that.
30 seconds left.
The kitchen of Icebox just belongs to Viper.
It definitely belongs to him now. Viper coming through there too. Okay, somehow Altitude are able to pull this back.
One enemy
And I
remaining.
think my prediction might have just came true. Dissolve still has his rest, should be coming through any second now. And yeah, Grim finishes it up. And there we go, 3-9 in the first half. I see it happening.
Was this? Do you think this was a strategic plan of Altitude here? Going for the
I
curse?
think it was. I think it definitely was. Get that 3-9. Go for that curse.
Switching
I don't
sides.
quite remember if it was, but at the VCT lock-in finals, the last map, Fnatic against Loud, it was Icebox 2. And if I'm not mistaken, it went 3-9 too. It actually went 3-11, I think, after that first pistol round. But Fnatic still were able to pull it back, and I can see that happening now. Even if Sharky get this pistol round, they're not quite in the safe, or they're not quite safe yet.
Yep. And we did mention that with the double initiator, this is their half to play. So everything is lining up now. Following the script.
This is interesting. Altitude, they want to go for a mid plate. Would that be bomb side if I'm not mistaken? Yeah, Sage Wall comes through. I love seeing this.
Dude,
Sage-
this is the aggression that we were not seeing on the other side.
Exactly, and that's what Sky allows you to do.
Careful.
A lot of utility. Every piece of utility actually being bought out.
Ooh, the no clearance snowman. Raph gets two. They gotta trade him out. Dissolve does. The Mason also able to find Grimmer here. Numbers are even despite all of that.
Yeah, the spike still hasn't even gone down. There's only 4 players left, 2 on each side. As Kimchi will now take down Dissolve, and that should be long spotted out too. Lark, what can you do? You have to find this shot. You have to find it right now, and yeah. Mason comes in from behind, takes him down. That's going to be 10 on the scoreboard. I think we might be seeing a repeat of the VCT lock-in finals here. I feel it
Interesting that
happening.
interesting that Altitude walls off Snowman though and decides to push their own wall without really flashing through.
Yeah, exactly. They didn't have any sky flashes available that late into the round, and for some reason they still decided just to run through that smoke. And what we have to remember here, everyone, this is a best of one. Up until the semifinals and the grand finals, it is all best of ones. So this Icebox map, it is deciding on whether or not who will go through. Dissolve, they cannot really play around. They need to get some rounds now, because else they're out of it. Kimchi already finding the first shot. We'll take down
Jesus,
this
Kimchi
wall.
is the appetizer kill. He'll find the first.
Yeah, he's just
No matter
so
what.
good at always finding that first pick. Getting a little bit of damage onto Mason. But it won't quite be enough. Seaman already onto the early flank, and that's not expected. Leaves it all up to Grimmer. Finds the first. At least he has a chance back into this, but that Viper Molly is just going to cost him his life. Raph will take him down, and we now go 3 for 11.
I'm loving the way that Sharky is able to handle the aggression coming out on the side of Altitude. They're not taking those early fights the same way that we saw perhaps Lark and Greek were trying to do against Kimchi. Kimchi opting to play a more passive angle, waiting for them to walk into his crossfire placement.
Yeah, exactly. Kimchi, if you don't want to walk into his crosshair. If you walk into his crosshair, you are dead no matter what. And now Altitude, they need to find a way just not to run into him. I don't quite know if they found the answer, because they need to find that answer right now, right here. If they don't, I think it's just going to be over.
They don't want to let Sharky convert this bonus to get match point.
Kimchi bought himself a Bando. He just wants a hero rifle. This Creek already getting in close, but it doesn't even matter. Leggy will take him down. Sage will
And once
now-
again, another 5v4 advantage for the
Well, I
side of
just-
Sharkies.
And as you speak of it, Kimchi will already take one down, make it a 5v3. This soul just about gets out of there. Has to use the heal on himself, and that will not quite do too much healing. But luckily, Sky is there to patch him up a bit. But the bomb plant is
Kimchi's
just
still
gonna-
on that wall.
Yeah,
He's
he
not
still
about
wants it. He just wants it. He knows that he is the big man on the server right now, and he.
But look at the flank here on the side, coming
Oh.
from Mason. Able to find Lark. But Dissolve trades out.
One enemy remaining.
Yeah, he only finds one, and that's not quite enough here.
30
He's
seconds
all
left.
up to Kimchi. You've been a hero so far this game. Are you able to do anything else? And I think he reads the play right. He
Ooh,
does
he does.
exactly.
Okay.
Oh
Second
no!
guesses.
Yeah, he unfortunately second guesses. He could have had this, but now I think the bomb plant is just gonna go through safely.
And this is tough,
10 seconds left.
having to play the retake on the 1v2. But if there's anybody that can do it in this lobby, it's probably Kimchi.
Yeah, most definitely. And I think both of these attacking players have basically used up all of their utility. Besides that Viper Smoke and Molly, or besides that Viper Smoke and Wall, there shouldn't be much for them to work with. Kimchi doesn't have much either. He only has his little updraft.
Yeah, but the economy on the side of Altitude is already broken, even if they take this round here.
Kimchi taking it straight into the
Oh,
face
okay.
of Dissolve, but Dissolve will take him down.
This is a
I'm
costly
seeing-
round.
Yeah, very costly. If Shark or if Altitude really wanted a good shot at getting back into this game, they needed to win that round without a single problem. Now Sharky do have money to buy up fully, but since some of them went for a couple hero rifles, we're gonna see a Marshall and a a Marshall and a Stinger come through. Yeah. That's quite interesting. Kimchi, we've seen him being good on the rifle so far. We haven't seen him on the Marshall yet. So I'm
All
wondering.
right, takes the first
if
shot, but he's able to stay alive here. Still aggressive, even while running away, Kimchi. But they were able to force him back. Tailwind up for Greek here. I think no fear, but Mason does able to find on Greek. Numbers are being traded out here. Numbers advantage once again on the side of Sharky. And no space gained whatsoever on the side of Altitude. We got the late flank coming from Seaman, and this should all be wrapped up.
Oh, I think he heard it. Yeah, he heard the steps. Oh god, that's a res available too, so he should be able to bait out one of those players in order to res.
Oh, but the recon dart.
Yeah, the recon
That's a
just
perfect
fucked
time.
him. And he has to reload. Oh, that just sucks.
Match point.
It seems
Unfortunate.
like
Yeah, that was
Sharky
very
is gonna
good timing
bump it.
on Elegy with that recon dart.
Yeah, and I'm unfortunate to see Altitude. Their investment of picking a Sky into the defense, or starting off on defense and then picking a Sky, it doesn't work out at all. They found themselves being down too much in the second half to really make a comeback, and I think Shark is now just gonna finish it up.
Kimchi able to get the Blaze Storm with that aggressive push. Match point for the side of Sharkies here. And look how patient they were playing. As aggressive a player as Kimchi is, he's very patient.
And that's what you really have to be in this level of play. You need to be able to know when to aggress and when not to aggress. And Kimchi knows exactly when. Catches up Austin on his own.
Jump shot right there.
And he's just so good at it. Sometimes it seems like he has wall hacks with his crosshair placement. Every single time he goes for something, he knows exactly where to place his crosshair in order to get those kills.
Yeah, I don't think there's ever been a single round where Altitude has had numbers advantage.
Yeah, at least not going into it from the beginning of the round. Shark is just so consistent at finding the first one. Elegy now, Hunter's Fury being popped. That's one kill found. Attacks the second one up.
Second
And
too.
Dissolve is round 2. Lark will find himself the 3k, but he has to get an ace in order to keep his team in it. Ultimate not available yet either. And Seaman is on the flank once again.
Does he suspect it though? And Lark does. Finds the fourth.
Indeed he does. And if he plants
Yeah,
the
Elegy
spike
is
here...
playing another flank angle.
Oh, but he has his ultimate. He has the Seekers ready. Seekers will
Alright,
come
so he
through, and
knows.
yeah, that's info, and now he should be able to take him or position himself in a quite advantageous position. That recon arrow not gonna spot him out, but at least that gives Alenji some info on where
Ooh,
Lark
did
is
you
not
see
playing.
the
Yeah,
barrel?
he saw his barrel. He
He
saw
saw
his
the
barrel.
barrel.
Bowen, but Lark still
Lark!
managed to get it.
Ooh.
Somehow he's able to get the ace in order to keep his team in it.
What do you say,
Oh, how are Altitude
Heroics.
still playing here?
Heroics coming out on the side of Lark after we were roasting him for his Sky pick. I think he heard us. He's locked
Yeah.
in now.
He's might have been watching the stream there, but I just have no words for what he did. That 5 kills, finds the ace in order to clutch it out in a 1 versus 3. Now after that, we've got to see a comeback. Altitude, we've got to see some more from you guys.
You gotta see this momentum here. This is gonna be a fast push here, coming out on the side of Altitude. Blade Storm shorty for Greek. And Raph wants no part of it. Falls back.
And I think they should be able to convert this round quite comfortably. It seems like Sharky is on a eco buy. But of course, those eco buys can be dangerous, especially if you have a player like Kimchi. Every single weapon in his hands is a dangerous weapon.
And look how patient, once again, Sharky is very, very willing to play the retake rather than fight for the site. Viper's hit comes out on the side of Austin.
I don't think that's the best investment. You've heard that all of these players are shooting with pistols. Why do you invest that ult if you don't quite need to? Okay.
40 difference. Hold on. Kimchi, though, like you said, with the classic, able to find one, but Grimmer. Everybody's low here. And
Oh no, Mason
finds
has picked up a
another-
rifle and he has his ultimate ready too, but there's just no time for him to defuse. Gets it closer. But,
Ooh. Again, by the skin of their teeth, Altitude takes another round.
yeah, that's now 6-12, and we're seeing Altitude getting closer bit by bit. Now only 6 rounds in between these teams, and they actually call a timeout themselves. Interesting to see. I would have expected Sharky to see, or I would have expected Sharky to do a timeout here, but they might just want to talk about what can Sharky do in order to stop us from winning this round. And something I'm already seeing onto Kimchi is an operator. We have not yet seen. Yeah, we haven't yet seen that operator come out. And
I don't know if Altitude are going to be expecting this.
Well, we are Valorant. This is not CSGO where you cannot see the economy of the enemy team. So, if I'm not mistaken, Altitude should be able to read into the fact that Kimchi has like 6k. On their screens, it looks like Kimchi has 6k. On ours, of course, he only has 350 because he already bought the op. But I feel like they're able to read into that.
Well, they have the Hour Drone and Guiding Light to push him back if they do expect it.
Yeah, exactly.
But they're going to be walking right into him.
It is all up to utility here. They are going towards A. That's the side where the AWP is. Now, the only problem here, they need to spot out where that AWP is.
All right.
At least
Guiding Light
I
does get some
flashed
information
away.
here. But Kimchi again with the appetizer. Head on a plate. Dissolve is gone. That's 2. And this is looking grim. They did find the info with the Guiding Light, but however, I'm not sure if they were expecting Kimchi to be right on pipes with the op.
Yeah, I feel like they were probably expecting him to be at a different angle there, but Kimchi, he doesn't shy away from a battle. He doesn't shy away from a free kill. Now, once again, it seems like Sharky is in has a 2-man advantage. They have 2 ults available. And I think they're going to be able to close out this round quite comfortably. Still not, the Viper ult still hasn't been used. But no matter what, if Altitude decide to go towards that B side, there's just so much utility there in order to get a lot of time. Grimmer now peeks out over towards that A side, and that's going to be the entire rotation coming through. Kimchi has to back off that angle. Grimmer, he just waits for the perfect time to take it. And somehow
getting the execute here.
Coming back in.
Looks like the magic is still here. Clock may have struck 12. but Cinderella is here to stay.
Right here.
Now we got a post-plant situation, 3v3.
Last player standing.
And Seaman and Raph are able to fight too. It's all up to Grimmer left.
And
Viper's
that's the
Pit is
Viper.
also invested here. Gets the spray
hold
down
up a
and none
second.
of the bullets hit him.
Hold up a second, hold up a second.
Hold on. Does he get
Yes,
okay,
he gets
that's all bullets. Oh, I believed. I believed for a second that the magic was still there.
Defenders win.
I saw it happening too, but if you do link Kimchi there is just no chance. Not many bullets available, as Kimchi will just take them down. That's gonna be Sharky going into this next round, and unfortunately for Altitude, they weren't quite able to put up a fight.
Hmm. I think there was definitely like just if you were taking a look at the numbers, you're seeing Kimchi with 11 assists. You don't normally associate Jets with assists, but I think what that number really tells us is his team is there to trade him out every time,
Yeah,
every
exactly.
single time.
Every single time he goes for a pick, his teammates are right on his tail. His teammate, they're just holding hands together every single time they go
Exactly.
somewhere. And that's something they've been able to show a lot in this first map. Hopefully, we're going to be able to see that even more in the next game. But we should be taking a break any second now. And after that, we'll be going into another game. We'll see you guys in a little bit.
Stay tuned.